Hello, guys. Sorry for the delay in getting this up. It's been a bit of a hectic 48 hours or so, as you can imagine. Lots to talk about as regards Arsenal, particularly that I keep calling it a statement that came out via David Ornstein, via The Athletic. Essentially a communication from the club's hierarchy, stating their continued support for Unai Emery. And I think it's left a lot of fans feeling disillusioned at the direction that we're travelling in, but I think also a bit hurt, really, by the sort of dismissiveness of the attitude from the club's board. And I think it's a misstep, really, from them. I think they will regret that and the fallout from it. I don't know what their intention was, presumably to sort of dampen down some of the debate around the coach's position. I think, if anything, it sort of poured petrol on that fire. And, I think the club need to try and find a position where they can acknowledge the validity of the concerns while still retaining their commitment to the project. And assuming that they are going to continue to commit to it. If it was in my hands, probably I would make a change at this point. But if that's not something they're willing to do or willing to contemplate, then they need to find a way of communicating a position that makes a bit more sense and gives fans a little bit more hope, because otherwise they're in danger of having supporters feel really apathetic and effectively writing the season off, certainly in the Premier League. If Unai Emery stays, I don't think Arsenal can make the top four this season. I think it will just prove too difficult, and that puts all our eggs in the Europa League basket. Funnily enough, the Europa League games have probably been the more enjoyable aspects of the season so far, so maybe we should just be abandoning the Premier League and turning up in our droves for Europa League group stage matches. I don't know. As for the Leicester match itself, well, back three, look, it was a bit of a desperate move. I think we saw it in the Europa League in the week, and that suggests that Unai Emery worked on it all week. I think you could tell, actually, because the shape was a bit more coherent than it has been in previous games. I don't think it'll please everybody. Nobody really likes seeing that third centre-back when we could have another attacking player. Pepe, of course, the guy who misses out on the bench again. But there are advantages to that system. We've got good wing-backs. One of them, Tierney, didn't play for reasons we won't really understand. But Bellerin, the other side. Kolasinac is a better wing-back than a full-back, admittedly. So is Maitland-Niles. We've got a centre-half in David Luiz, who is much better in a back three than a four, who can bring the ball out and play. I think we still need to desperately work on some sort of exit strategy when we've got the ball at the back. Find those passing progressions. Find those lanes, because we're not really doing that sufficiently. What else to say? That means you play with a sort of deeper pivot, Guendouzi, Torreira. That makes sense. Granit Xhaka seemingly not going to be involved, and judging by his comments to the Swiss media, I'd be a little bit surprised if he really was involved in any substantial way again at Arsenal. And then you get Mesut Ozil centrally behind Lacazette and Aubameyang as a front two. I do think that Alexandre Lacazette had a bad day at Leicester, and on a good day we might have got more change out of the defence. He had a couple of decent chances and opportunities to lay the ball off for Hector Bellerin, none of which really went to plan. So I thought that was sort of one of the stories that sort of got a bit lost. I actually almost think that in that system, I'd almost rather see Pepe, maybe, as in that front two. I certainly would have brought him on for Lacazette earlier, because we saw him as a split striker at Anfield, how much damage he did and threat he posed in behind Robertson and Van Dijk. He's good in that right-hand channel, so something to consider maybe in future away games. I'm trying to find a way to stay engaged in these matches to keep this season alive, because as far as our top four chances go, it's becoming a slimmer and slimmer hope. We are really reliant on someone like Leicester or Chelsea having a bad run at this point, and people like United and Spurs not getting their shit together. I'm going to leave it there because there's an Arscast Extra coming out imminently, but I just thought I'd do this video and keep you up to speed. Apologies for the delay again, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.